Hi, my name is Nick Harding and this is Jenny Taylor, and we are here to introduce Launchpad to you.
So Nick, can you tell us why we've created this coaching group curriculum?
So what we find, Jen, is that most churches and most church leaders struggle to develop enough leaders, and particularly missional leaders, leaders with a missional heart, who can help grow their church and take it to its full potential. And people find raising leaders difficult for a number of reasons, and they often end up just kind of hoping that they will emerge somehow. And, you know, in the grace of God, some do. But what we have actually done here is created an intentional process that helps leaders to grow from potential leaders into fully fledged, confident leaders. And what we want to do is to help you in your church release a whole lot more of that potential. Leaders who will grow into fruitful ministry and into leadership roles.
So Launchpad is a coaching group, or we might call it a huddle, for growing missional leaders. And it's designed for churches that want to roll out that intentional coaching group rather than just leaving everything to chance. And so it's a way for us helping our lay leaders in our church to really grow missional communities. We want them to be worshipping communities, we want them to be three-dimensional, but they need leaders to do that. And that's what Launchpad is for. So it's for existing leaders, it's for emerging leaders, maybe people that are just starting out, but also those leaders that maybe aren't yet sure if that's what they want. I think we all have a few of those people in our churches, don't we? Potential leaders, we might call them. Because it's a key part of a church's growing pipeline of leaders. How do we get people from where they are now to flourishing, fruitful leaders in the future? And Launchpad is one of the ways that we can do that. Because this curriculum helps people to move from just being a missionary disciple, learning those basics of mission and discipleship for yourself. It moves them forwards onto being disciple makers, actually bringing other people into the kingdom. And then thirdly, it helps them to lead a group of disciple makers. So Nick, can you tell us a bit more about the content of this coaching group? What happens when we meet together?
So the whole way the curriculum is constructed is that actually underneath all of the content is a process that people pick up on and becomes a way of life for them around this discipleship lifestyle of hearing and obeying in every part of their lives. And as they go through the content and use that process, then the outcomes of that are numerous. They become confident and competent to live as missionary disciples, where they live, where they learn, where they work, or where they just hang out. They become confident to share their faith. Confident to find a person of peace, that's someone who's open to a spiritual journey. Confident to lead someone to Christ. I don't know about you, Jen, but I find most people, when the thought of actually leading someone to Christ is terrifying for them.
I think that's true for most of us. Yeah, it is.
And we just want that to become absolutely fine, and they feel confident and comfortable to do that. We want people to grow to become disciple makers, and this course will enable them to do that. It will also enable them to develop an effective and enjoyable prayer life, because prayer underpins everything. And then we want to put into the hands of the people on this course simple, sticky and reproducible tools for mission and discipleship and leadership that they can pass on to other people, because we want multiplication to be one of the outcomes of this, that it's disciples who make disciples who make disciples. It's leaders who raise leaders. Each person will ultimately be enabled to run their own coaching group, Jen, so they can raise a whole bunch of leaders themselves. And in that, we want them to have the confidence and competence to lead a three-dimensional group where up, in, and out dimensions are all at play and functioning in a healthy way.
It sounds great, Nick. It does.
It is great.
It is, isn't it?
I tell you what, Jen, I've taken some people through this course already, and they love it. They find it's really helpful, it's practical, it's encouraging. They find their spiritual growth is accelerating, and they're just keen to move on to the next stage.
That's brilliant. So I think if you are interested, first of all, head over to the website www.kairosconnection.teachable.com, and there you will have access to 2 sessions from the Launchpad curriculum, so you can find out a bit about what it's like. Each session is delivered by video, and there is a facilitator's guide for the person that is leading that coaching group to help you draw out those questions around hearing from God and obeying what it is that He has to say. And alongside that, we have a companion booklet called Discipleship in a Nutshell that covers all of those simple, sticky, reproducible tools that you learn along the way. And the great thing is that you can just turn to them anytime, remember what it is, start to get those into a rhythm of life so that they are tools that people can use regularly. So I can only say, be encouraged, go and have a look at the website, get involved, and let's start raising leaders who can raise some more leaders and actually, let's change the world.
Amen.
3, 2,